about Diddy Bun being denied?
Well, they knew that was going to happen. You understand? It's no way based on the evidence that the um, the prosecutor presented that the judge was going to allow him to be bonded out on the first get-go. Now, if he comes up with some more hearings, he might be released. But based on the evidence, they've been following him, bro. They've been tapping his phone, been having people watch him. You understand? So him not having a bond is not surprising.
Yeah, and he offered him $50 million, and they still denied his bond.
He should have waited to see what they was going to offer.
And you right about Diddy's phone being chopped, because news came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member Dunn 58 times trying to get her to stop the lawsuit against Diddy.
She ain't the only one he was trying to get in contact with. You understand? He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough. Oh, okay. You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors enough is enough.
You didn't tell me about that. So he tried to get somebody to reach out to you?
Now I got a phone call from Kirk Burroughs. And Kirk Burroughs, and I ain't gonna give this guy no play. Not Kirk Burroughs, but one of the Puff dudes that I know that's real close to him said, Kirk told me, yo, he want to reach out to you, Gene. He want to speak to you. I said, speak to me for what? What do you want to speak to me for? If he's trying to speak to me, it's for Puff. Point blank. I know the dude. I know how close he is to Puff. He's been with Puff from day one. So he ain't got nothing to say to me, bro.
Welcome back to another episode of the High Frequency Chaos. Today we're going to be diving down the rabbit hole of Gene Deal and the many truths he has to say on the diddler. Are you ready to dive down with me? Grab your drink of choice and let's get diving. Salud.
All this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Because you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're going to pursue.
All these high officials dropping out, resigning. This reminds me of the Epstein incident. Do you believe they will unalive the diddler to keep the higher powers and be safe?
Come on.
Do you think Diddy would chase some people down with him if he get arrested?
Oh, my man. Come on. His daddy was a rat. Hold on. I know this ain't got nothing to do with, but I'm going to tell his story. It was this gangster, right? He said, when you go there, kill the father and kill his son. And the guy said, his son is only a baby, 4 years old. He said, his father was a rat, and he gonna grow up to be a rat too. It ain't no way that he gonna go
True
down,
statement.
you understand, and not take nobody with him. His father was murdered because he ratted out his team that he was working for.
Wow, man. I didn't know that. So Diddy dad was a rat?
My man, I had a conversation with New York Freddie. Someone took me to a meeting because New York Freddie wanted to talk to me. He said, yo, I've been trying to get in touch with Russell Simmons, and I've been trying to get in tough touch with Puff. Because I wanted to tell him the true story about his father. You understand? I said, yeah. And now this is New York Freddie, one of the biggest gangsters in Harlem. Puff's father used to work for his team. He was brought in by one of his best friends. So he's telling me the story how Russell Simmons used to work for him. He said, Russell Simmons used to take my laundry, to the cleaners and everything. He said, I had a glass table with $1 million in my office. I had $1 million in a glass table. Some dudes belong in jail based on what they do and how they do it. We know that to be true. And it's just this situation, man, when they get down to all the facts and all what happened, he may belong in jail, bruh. And that's not my doing. That's not Cassie doing. That's his doing and his learned behavior from the people that mentored him. You gotta realize, man, he learned from Andre Harrell. He learned from Russell Simmons. He learned from Clyde Davis. You understand? When those people are telling you that they were heavy into the drugs, they was heavy into beating women and doing things at that age, at that crazy stage, that's gonna make him think that he could get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. You understand? The things that he was saying, the touchy-feely between two men and all that stuff like that, man. All that, he learned that from them dudes. When I told y'all the story, when me and my man went up to Russell Simmons and he had a house and he had a man in bikini drawers in his bedroom, in his bed. You understand? Bruh, this is that he learned. I'm assuming he learned it from them. Let me put that. And I'm not going to say alleged because I saw that for my own self. My man was with me, Slick was with me, and we saw that for our own self. You understand what I'm saying? So these are behaviors and things that with drugs and all the stuff that's going on, pills, drinking, it can make this man into a monster, and that's what it did, bro. It made him into a monster, bro. What's happening to him now is one of the greatest tragedies that we're gonna ever read about, bro. This is going to be one of the greatest tragedies that Shakespeare couldn't write in Richard. He couldn't write it in Macbeth. He couldn't write this shit in Romeo and Juliet. This is going to be one of the greatest tragedies of hip-hop, along with Pac's death, along with Big's death. And he brought it on himself.
You know what Gene is saying here? The diddler, the Epstein of hip-hop and the dark music industry. Well, I guess the hip-hop industry. There are a lot of skeletons in this man's closet. And we're about to dive more into Biggie and Tupac. Let's get diving.
Told me he should have saw this coming with Cassie and the way he treated women when he slapped his mother. And I was like, he did what?
Yo, I did this. Told my he want receipts. Let's start with your mother. Your mother got the receipts. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts.
What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Baby.
Gene Deal is spilling some fresh tea about Diddy and his mom Janice, and he revealed that Diddy used to put his hands on his mother. Meanwhile, rumors also started swirling that Janice used to work as a pimp and trick young girls into freak-offs. On top of that, a video resurfaced of Diddy's former artist Mace claiming that Janice has all the receipts that would prove Diddy really is the devil. So what's going on between Diddy and his mom? Is their strange relationship the reason Diddy turned out the way he did? Let's get into it.
This is the part of why he do the things that he do to women, bruh. Because if you do that type of thing to your mother, You know, I heard him curse his mother.
Ever since Diddy was exposed for allegedly essaying, beating, and trafficking women, people have been trying to figure out how Diddy ended up so messed up. The allegations made against him over the years are beyond disturbing, and it's got everyone wondering if something happened to Diddy in his childhood that led to all this, or if he was simply born this way. Now, some folks are pointing the finger at Diddy's mom, Janice Combs, and accusing her of enabling Diddy's crime. And rumor has it that Janice was so obsessed with Diddy becoming a powerful mogul that she even turned a blind eye when he put his hands on her. To give you some background, Diddy was born on November 4th, 1969 in Harlem, New York. His mom, Janice Combs, was into modeling and later worked as a teacher's assistant. And his dad, Melvin Earl Combs, served in the U.S. Air Force and was tied to that notorious New York drug dealer, Frank Lucas. When Diddy was just 2 years old, Melvin was shot dead while sitting in his car on Central Park West. His murder was never solved. However, there's been a lot of speculation that Melvin became a police informant and was eliminated by his own men. As for Janice Combs, she doted on her son, and while she also has a daughter, Keisha, Janice was allegedly obsessed with her son and her son alone. Diddy also never tried to hide how close he is to his mom, and he always thanked her in acceptance speeches for everything she taught him.
But today is not about me. Today is about my mother. Ma, I love you. This is your day. Give it up for my mother, y'all. Mama Combs.
However, in light of all the vile allegations about Diddy, fans are wondering what kind of lessons did Janice teach Diddy? Well, there's been a lot of rumors that Diddy learned his fraudulent ways from Janice. See, according to Diddy's Wikipedia page, Janice used to work as a model, but there's no evidence anywhere of her modeling work. Instead, there have been a lot of rumors that Janice wasn't actually modeling but organizing fashion shows. However, these fashion shows were not real fashion shows, but allegedly it was a way to...
Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to puppy camp?
Hell no.
He helped me understand business at a different level, because I'm seeing him go from his independence to then becoming Puff Daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I got a front row seat looking at that. Thank God that I had that experience, you know what I'm saying?
So this Diddy situation is getting more disturbing by the minute, and now Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, is back with more shocking revelations about Diddy's alleged relationship with Usher, claiming that Diddy did something to Usher that put Usher in a hospital. Usher is believed to be one of the men mentioned in the latest lawsuit against Diddy, filed by his former producer, Rodney Jones, who claims Diddy bragged about sleeping with multiple industry men. But this isn't just about Diddy and Usher's preferences. The story is much darker because Usher was sent to live with Diddy at the so-called Puffy Flavor Camp when he was just starting out in the music business. What's strange is that when Usher was asked about Puffy Flavor Camp back in 2016, he claimed he would never send his own sons there. However, when he appeared on Club Shay Shay last month, he praised Diddy and claimed Puffy Flavor Camps was the best experience. And this prompted Gene Deal to call out Usher for protecting Diddy. However, a lot of people are now saying Gene is equally guilty for standing by and letting Diddy do God knows what to Usher. But that's not all. Just days after this new lawsuit against Diddy dropped, Usher jetted off to Bali to visit none other than Russell Simmons, who supposedly escaped to Indonesia to avoid extradition to the US over alleged S crimes. So, what's going on here? What did Gene Deal witness Diddy do to Usher, and why is Usher now hanging out with Russell Simmons? Let's break it down.
You said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you.
The notorious Puffy Flavor Camp is back in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, and this time Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal is claiming that during Usher's time at the Flavor Camp, Diddy allegedly put him in hospital. All kinds of disturbing rumors have been flying around about Diddy's Flavor Camp, from Diddy supposedly letting older women engage in questionable activities with Usher to claims that Diddy himself did something to him. Usher landed in the heart of Diddy's bad boy crew, making him the youngest member there. Here he is at age 15, arriving with Diddy at the 1995 Soul Train Awards. And then a few years back, this video surfaced of Diddy telling Kevin Hart he used to wake up with Usher in the same bed and wrestle.
I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world.
Yo, what the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live.
Now fast forward to 2016 when Usher talked to Howard Stern about Puffy Flavor Camp, and it looked like he was still trying to process whatever happened to him there.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn some...
Flavor Camp.
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13.
Six and came back downstairs, he was heated. He said, yo, Gene, I got 126 employees, and these people depend on me for their livelihoods. If these white folks thought or they would think that I had anything to do with any kind of gunplay, they wasn't gonna fuck with me, and they not gonna fuck with me. He said, I'm a businessman. I'm about making money, but something gotta change. I don't give a fuck if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change. And he took upstairs, he turned around and walked back upstairs. And it didn't dawn on me what he said. And then my man looked at me and Bun was like, yo, that nigga said big.
So it's no coincidence that all three of these events occurred. And the real Suge Knight, was actually P. Diddy, or the puppeteer behind this whole facade. What are your thoughts?
Biggie didn't write around Puff. Big always wrote wherever he wrote at and then went to record. If he wrote anything or came up with some kind of concept of something. You're not gonna find too many times Big and Puff was in the studio together where Big was recording. Puff may come in after the work is done and then add his little, take that, bad boy, bad boy. When we were doing Bone Thugs and Harmony, Big said, I ain't right. He sat there and smoked up all day. And he waited till he got to New York and then came back with the song. Big didn't ever write around nobody. Puff never told Big what to write and what not to write.
Now that makes absolute sense. I mean, Puffy, he's not a artist. He's an entertainer. And he entertains all these politicians, government officials, and A-list celebrities.
A lot of people, do you think Diddy can come back from this? Because a lot of people saying it's over for him.
Oh, it is over for him. Come back to where? To be in the entertainer business? Listen to me, man. And I don't want to bring this guy's story up because it's old. And I know he's trying to live past it. But I'm going to bring it up anyway. Ray Rice, his wife, spit in his face. And he did what he did on that elevator. He ain't played one football game after that. Nowhere that I know of. He may have went overseas and played or something like that. I don't know that to be true. But he didn't play in the NFL, a hell of a running back. He ain't played not one down in the NFL after that. No endorsements. Nobody's going to have anything to do with old boy. And when they come out with this other stuff, he gonna come back to work. I wouldn't be surprised if he do the ultimate sin, his suicide. Because bruh, he's such a narcissistic that he couldn't stand not being somewhere and not being seen. His whole life, his whole career was about him being seen in the public. It was about him, taking everybody else's dreams and making them his. And now, him nor his kids would profit from anything from Bad Boy or Sean Puffy Combs again. His kids is going to suffer behind this.
Wow, man, that's crazy to hear, man.
Well, we all know the saying, the sins of the father falls upon his children.
See, Cassie can't say anything because he made her sign ND, a non-disclosure. But she can whisper things in her husband's ear, and some of the stuff that she's probably saw had to go through with dude, her husband just speaking on it. He can't say where he got it from. But then again, he got to know. People got to know where he got it from. That's his wife. Yes, he's an older guy. He might be a whole lot of fruity too. But Cassie would know that just like Kim knew that.
So you feel like Cassie is the one that's telling her husband stuff behind the scenes about Puffy?
Right. And you got to realize he was their trainer. He was her trainer before he became her husband. So she may have was telling him stuff way before they was even married. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So before we get off of this topic, right, because I'm sure people is going to want me to ask you being around Puffy, is there any truth to him being fruity?
I don't know what you mean by really, do I see this man being fruity? Does a man like other men? I think he's brother love. He love other men.
Young Miami, you think it's possible that she might work with the feds to go against Diddy?
My man, listen to me. Let me tell you something. They're going to bring all three of those women in. They're going to have an investigator talk to Young Miami, Cassie, and Gina. They all had a relationship with Puff at the same time. But you got to realize they were talking at each other and going at each other back and forth, especially Gina and Young Miami. You understand? Young Miami said some things that is not sex trafficking, but it shows that Diddy had the power to make people do things they may not want to do. Because Young Miami told Gina, you know you're a carpet muncher, and if I tell Diddy to tell you to eat my ox, you would. Young Miami seen a lot of stuff, and she probably been part of a lot of stuff because she said she liked to be peed on. She could have been playing, I don't know. But those three women, they're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about. And the investigators are going to ask them because they want to know, because Lil Rod did say that she had taken part in young girls being there in a sexual act. So now those three women, they might be the star witness.
Why do you think they love to essay young children? It's a form of grooming, a evil form of grooming, so they could use them to be slaves for the industry in whatever capacity. It's truly and utterly a shame.
Was Biggie, did Diddy really care about Biggie, or was Biggie just his property?
Big them go get a deal from Atlantic Records worth $62 million. Now, Puff says to him, I'm not giving you your marketing and I'm not giving you your publishing back.
Oh, which Biggie needed.
Big needed that. Because anything Big right for anybody.
Diddy went on.
He was on. Puff gets on this rap show and he says, do you see the nerve of this guy? You understand? He gets Little Kim, Little C's, the Junior Mafia, and he don't even bring them to Bad Boy.
Talking about Biggie. Okay.
You understand? But in fact, Clyde Davis told Puff to sign them to Bad Boy. You understand? And Puff refused to because of Undias. They didn't get along. They hated each other. And the fact that came to them with this whole Junior Mafia, Big Papa ideal and the whole 9 yards. He gets upset and like, yo, how you gonna tell me how to do my artists? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Puff mad is Big because what is Big doing? He's stealing from him.
So he taking this personal, like you taking money off my take. Okay.
But he ain't letting y'all know that.
Okay.
You ain't. That's how the part in the book when he got in Big's face.
In the studio, I'll let y'all read that. I'll let y'all read that part. It was good. It was definitely good, man. That answers my question right there. Wow.
I ain't holding nothing back. What Diddy did is that he put Bad Boy in his mama's name. So if he ever sued and everything like that, they can't sue him. If they sue him directly, he's just the CEO. He just get a check from Bad Boy.
Gotcha.
He's not the company. She owns the company. I never knew it myself, and I didn't know it that night that those stickers was on the car. I didn't know that till years later. But anytime you see any kind of things like that on a vehicle, on a street sign, on a wall, it comes from the street team. So somebody was put up to do that because they didn't put it on Puff car. And those cars was rented. So to put those stickers on there, you defacing the property. You understand? Somebody got to pay for that. So my whole thing about it is that it was somebody in our crew that wanted them to know that Big was in that vehicle. And to separate it, that's where you get there was more than one people trying to kill us. You understand? Suge had the blueprint of losing the artist. Do you know how much money Death Row made when Pac died? Suge had the blueprint of losing the artist. Do you know how much money Death Row made when Pac died? I think that record, the album went like 10 times platinum, right?
Yeah, that All Eyes on Me sold over 10 million and went diamond. And Machiavelli, I think that went like 4 times platinum. And his greatest hits, I think that sold over 10 million and went diamond. I mean, every Tupac album that came out after he died went platinum.
So now you got your main artist leaving you that you think that's robbed you, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize that Big was changing the name on his publishing. He wasn't putting Christopher Wallace or whatever he was on the product. He was using somebody else's name. He was changing the name. So now Puff, when that little $200,000 he gave me extra for that publishing, he not even getting that money now because Big then changed the name on it. Do you see Notorious Big missing his plane and begging Puff to go to a party with him? Puff said he begged him to go to the party with him. The party that he got murdered in. The only party that he went to with Puff. He came out Puff one night. And what happened? He don't go back home to his kids.
What Gene Deal just said in this interview is something that I was thinking for a long time. Gene Deal has told us all of this information from the jump, and his story never changes on how Biggie was actually going to leave P. Diddy and how P. Diddy was acting really weird the night that Biggie died. And for a minute, let's just talk about the fact that a lot of different things are adding up to him allegedly being involved in Tupac's murder, such as Keefe D's statement and so much more. And we could say that could possibly be a possibility because of the ongoing feud, and maybe he really was scared at the time. But then I feel like he was really seeing the traction of Tupac's music and how much Suge Knight was making after Tupac's death. And that could explain why P. Diddy was acting so weird the night Tupac died, the stickers being put on Biggie's car, and everything else. He could have just known how much money would have been brought to him if Biggie actually passed away, on top of knowing that Biggie was about to leave him to go to a different record company. And even Suge Knight has said recently that allegedly P. Diddy is responsible for Tupac and Biggie's murder. And he said that it was talked about in the media to make him look like he was responsible for not only Tupac's murder, but also Biggie's murder in like a retaliation. So I'm curious to see if this is something that will be brought to light, knowing how much Diddy is being investigated.
All right. I told you, these rabbit holes are very dark and deep. And for so long, I thought that Suge Knight was the one who put the hit on Tupac and, Biggie. I thought Puffy was innocent, but was I wrong.
A couple of women in this industry, and for their sake, I will not mention their name. Listen to me. There's a couple of women, probably more than a handful, few, but I know about 4 of them that knows everybody dirty secret. And if those secrets get exposed and tell what some of these guys and some of these people were really doing behind the closed doors, in the boardroom, in and out the closet, that their life would be in danger. Because men wasn't men and women were acting like men. And that's all I'm saying. When she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down and it looked like some gay act that was going on, he got on the phone. He said, let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive. He said, nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is going to do anything with y'all. No business at all. It ain't going to be no artist, no nothing gonna come. He's telling people that at a radio station. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly.
We come from a very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Biggie had showed you a contract that he was going to sign with another label after this next album?
Yeah, Big had a contract, and what happened was when me and Puff rode on the plane coming back down there, Puff gave me his briefcase and everything like that. Like, yo, here, like, me carry this shit. Say, all right, motherfucker, I got 5 hours, 6 hours on this thing. Let me see what's in the briefcase. And I seen Big contract, and it was talking about, well, you get $250,000, you know, for signing. You're going to get another $250,000. The thing go gold. Then you're going to get this much, and you're going to get that much. And then at the end of the contract, I was skimming through it. At the end of the contract said, we're going to discuss about you getting your publishing and your marketing back. Right. So I was asking Big's questions about that because I didn't know what publishing was. I didn't know what marketing was. And Big was showing me a contract because I was saying to Big, Big was like, yo, Gene, I like you. I would take you with me, bruh, but you love that nigga too much. I said, love that nigga too much? What the fuck you mean I love a nigga too much? He said, yeah, you love him too much, bruh. I would take you with me. I said, nigga, how you gonna take me with you and you broke? He said, I'm broke. I said, yeah, nigga, you broke, man. You owe Mike Gadget $30,000 for the system and them drop boxes he put in your truck. And he was like, yo, how you know that? I said, niggas talk and run their mouth, Big. Yo, he said, oh, shit. He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray,
Tracy Lee.
Tracy Lee, yeah. And the commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million. It comes out to like $62 million. I was like, that's what I said. I'm like, damn. I said, yo, Big, you know what I'm saying? He said, Big, because he was smoking those soft pack Newports. I say, Big, you want a Newport? Because I wouldn't give him a Newport at first, because I had the box Newports, you know, shit like that. I said, Big, you want a Newport? He was like, yo, Gene, my man. You know what I'm saying? He said, yo, now you want to give me a cigarette now. I said, nigga, you gonna be the man with that. He said, yeah.
$62 million. Did anyone of you knew about this contract? I am learning this, diving down. If you did, let me know.
There were people who wanted Big dead, and there were people who wanted Puff dead. The people that wanted Puff dead was a dude from the Nation of Islam that we got into it at Soul Train. The people that thought they had something to do with Big Jake dying, which they didn't. That was a part of Death Row or the Bloods. Then you got the guys, what was called the Dog Pound. Big was out there, and the Dog Pound was in New York doing a video. Big made a phone call to the radio station and said, yo, New York, y'all let the Dog Pound be in Red Hook do a video. So now they want Big head. That video shoot got shot up, bruh, when Pac came up there. They thought Big and them may have had something to do with that. So that's 5 different fractions of people that may wanted somebody dead. So now you get to this. I don't believe that he had anything to do with Big's death. I think that the people who was trying to kill Puff killed Big. Why you can't find the tape of Big's murder at the Peterson Museum? Why you can't find the tape? Right outside the museum. The museum has to have, just like the hotels, your cameras had to reach about more than 100 feet from the hotel for the insurance purposes. So, why is that footage missing? Why is the footage from Cassie missing? Why is the footage from Big missing? Because somebody paid somebody for something. Those people in that music business, they have friends that have friends. You understand? And they pay people to make shit happen, and they pay people to make shit go away. Tupac was there to get robbed. You understand? All right. Tupac was there to get robbed. He owed Jimmy Henchman some money. He was refusing to pay Jimmy Henchman the money, so Jimmy Henchman said he could work it off by doing an album, or by doing a song with Little Sean or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So now, check this out, brother. Puff was there to spy on Big. You understand? What did Little C say? I didn't even know Puff was in the studio. So how they could see Little C's, they could see Tupac out the window coming in the building, but they don't know Puff is there in the studio. Did you ever think about that? Why did Puff stop by Lil C's session? He want to catch Big writing for them. He want to catch Big's doing songs with them so he could prove. And now he got Andre Harrell with him as a witness. Do you understand me? They go see Jimmy Henchman. What do Jimmy Henchman tell him? Andre Harrell can't stand fucking Tupac. You understand? Puff can't stand Tupac. What do you think the conversation with Jimmy Henchman and Andre Harrell and Puff in that office when they know Tupac is coming up there? What do you think the conversation is? Hold that thought. I'm about to straighten this little nigga out. He gonna stop talking reckless to me. I got somebody that's gonna tighten his ass up. What they didn't know was, in tightening Pac up, if you come to bring some, you gonna get some. That's what I like about that little nigga. If you bring some, you gonna get some. And end up Pac getting shot like that. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. I don't care what nobody say. I'm around certain people that tell you certain things. Do you understand me? Zip and Jimmy Henchman was like this. Jimmy Henchman knew a lot of people. And when they come out, and all the information come out, Big and them didn't even know that Puff was in the damn studio. Why? Why? If you got your artist up in the studio, why you ain't stop by the studio and holler at him? Why is Andre Harrell and Puff in Jimmy Henchman's office? And not in there where they, not bad boy, but Lil C's them is recording that. Or even letting them know they in the studio. Shh, don't let them know we here. I didn't know Usher was the one that had to be rushed to the hospital until people around Puff, that was around Puff at the time, told me it was Usher. You understand? But Usher Raymond the fourth, that means it's a third, there's a second, and there's a first. He got a mama. He got a cousin. He got a second cousin. First cousin, second cousin. He might got even a kissing cousin. If his family members way back then didn't do nothing, when they knew what happened to him and why he was rushed to the hospital, how do they expect other people to be responsible for what they didn't do? They wanted their kid to be a star. He a star. He a mega star. So whatever happened to him then, they may not want it to be known, but they knew something happened enough that his mother had to come get him out of Diddy camp. Aubrey, because I heard him, and I'm giving you this, Aubrey. He stood up there and he said in front of a lot of people, we were in the studio, and I said something to him and walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'm going to drug their ass off and pick them up and pip them out to my nigga. He said, I'm going to drug them out. I'm going to get them all on drugs, and I'm going to pimp their ass out to my nigga. And I was like, them somebody kids. I believe the girl Gina before Cassie even came out. I believe what she said and what he did to her. Because I've heard the story about what he did to Misa, his first baby mom. You understand? When he beat her up on the car because she thought she was dealing with Eric Sermon. I know the situation when I came into the hospital and Kim was looking distraught, bruised. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And Kim was looking like she was looking. You understand? Yeah. And he holding a bloody t-shirt around his wrist because she cut his wrist. Yeah. So I know what she may have went through in order to get to that point. So when Cassie was talking about the abuse, I believed her. Because the lepers don't change their spots.
Jakes, how you feel about these rumors surrounding, Diddy and TD Jakes?
I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin. Drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she.
No homo. We're gonna get some ladies in here, but we're gonna make sure our breath is fresh.
No, say pause. Don't acknowledge it. There's nothing to do with me and Puff. There's nothing to do with me and Puff right now.
Hold on, let's get some ladies in here. There's nothing to just bypass all that.
Put the kid past the facts. No, I'll go first.
No homo. I'm taking big white people with me everywhere. Big white people with guns is coming with me everywhere. I'm just telling you now. I'm not going nowhere.
Security guard's not supposed to let it.
Hey, yo, we getting the party started. Hey, yo, tell them what it's gonna be like. I gotta talk to Cat.
You won't talk to him right now. Listen, go security.
Quick, dip low one time so they could just see what you. Yeah. The water was deeper though.
Came up. Flame was gone. At that time, I was in panic. I had asthma. It was a difficult situation.
I ran by then.
Fab was out. He was gone. Trey started to sing his first single. Why he went in the full-fledged song, we don't know. Puff came up and started dancing and started saying "Last Train to Paris." It was definitely cool. We turned it into a movement.
I think they never been to a Diddy party. If you not dancing,
I just got hard.
Then you got to go. So security, if you see somebody and they not dancing, they got to go.
Yeah. I heard what Dawn said.
Period. Point blank.
I heard.
Period. Point. Ladies, I need y'all to come in. Ladies, security, if they ain't dancing, they gotta go home. If they ain't dancing, they gotta go home. You made it right here. Check it out. I'm ready now. I'm ready. Let's go.
It's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We love you, man.
Why would you find a religious man, you know, when you know that the saints supposed to separate themselves from the sinners, and why would a religious man like himself be at a party which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? Whether it's drinking, maybe fornicating, maybe, like I said, men on men, women on women. It's hard to put in perspective unless he's involving himself what is actually going on at the parties. I really don't know why, as a spiritual advisor to him, that they buddy while he got a party with him like that and be at his parties. It's got to be, maybe it's something more that meets the eye. I've talked to preachers and I've talked to reverends and priests, but they ain't never came to a party with me or nothing like that. So it's hard to figure that one out, bruh, without even saying, you know, what people might be thinking. But I heard that there's supposed to be some tapes or something that's coming out real soon, and I guess we'll all really know the truth.
All right, so instead of calling him TD Jakes, I'm going to call him TD Snakes. Man, this... I don't want to gossip or defame anyone, but your actions speaks louder than your words. And the participation in these Diddy parties is questionable, especially for a religious man, you know, who leads millions of sheeple. That's what I'm calling you, sheeple. TD Snakes, he will eat.
Muhammad, the guy that was wearing the bow tie the night that Biggie got killed, the Muslim guy, the guy that you believe that was behind Biggie's murder. Are you sure that he was the one that was behind it? Do you really believe that? Because I seen on the LA local news that he live in Georgia now and he does real estate.
Bruh, if they got pictures of Mir Muhammad at that thing, why was he there? Why was he there? In a blue suit, white shirt, blue bow tie. Why did he walk up to me and Puff's car? Do you understand me? Why 5 to 8 to 10 minutes later, Lil C see a guy in a blue suit, white shirt, blue bow tie, peanut head, shooting big? I know who walked up to us, brother. You understand me? I know the picture I saw with the face messed up. And if the FBI says that was Mir Muhammad right there, if Lil C says that the Muslim is the same one I saw, do you understand me? The blue suit, white shirt, blue bow tie. Didn't know his name at the time. I don't care what him up, man. I know guys that, bruh, they damn near reverends in church, but they didn't pull triggers. They didn't bury people. Anybody has the opportunity to change their life. And $750,000 to help. Do you understand that, my brother? $750,000 from a bank robbery from 2 cops. One of the cops would use godfather of his son. They never got the $750,000 back. That'll help any real estate business. I don't care what he do. Did they also say that he was the same individual and the same person that got into a situation with his ex-wife or his girlfriend and her boyfriend and they end up dead?
All right, that wraps up another episode of the High Frequency Chaos. This is part 1 of the Gene Deal series. He has been speaking truth for many, many years. And just like Kat, just like Wendy, Jag, Cassie, and many others, they labeled them as crazed haters or fanatics of, their own ideals. But there's a lot of truth in what these people are saying. As always, the links for all these creators are in the description below. Follow them. These TikTok creators who we compile this information from. Yo, you guys are the bomb. We'll work together, collab, and we'll get your talks out there on the tube for everyone to see. So thank you for joining me again on another reaction rabbit hole. I look forward to diving with you in some deeper, darker holes. And until then, stay blessed, stay safe in these dark, deceptive times. HFC out. Peace.